Hello everyone, welcome to From the Heart. I'm Joshua.
And I'm Mary.
And we're excited to bring to you all that's new and good when it comes to the arts in Central Florida.
Today we're talking with Ann Herring, Director of Education at Orlando Shakespeare Theater. She's here to tell us her vision of the future of arts and education and in Orlando and her own artistic endeavors. Welcome, Ann.
Thanks.
And it's been great talking to you. So I know you're so proud of all the things that happened at the Shakespeare Theater, but
very busy.
Yeah, you are very busy. But for anybody going to the Shakespeare Theater for the first time, tell us about their experience. Maybe what kind of shows they might see. And
right.
Tell us
well,
a
we
bit.
like to say at Shakes that we do classic, contemporary, and children's plays. So whether it's you're looking for something for the kids, whether it's a Magic Treehouse musical for the kids, or a contemporary play that comes out of our new play festival, which is called Playfest, or straight from Broadway, or a classic like Shakespeare or Pride and Prejudice.
Nicholas Nickleby, which I saw, it's great.
There's something for everyone.
The average person who's maybe never gone to theater just because they're out of school, they don't do that anymore. Why should they come?
Well, again, there's something for everyone, depending on whether you want a comedy or a drama or a musical. We have it all there, and we have something for every age as well, because we have the classes for pre-K through high school and training for young professionals as well.
And there's multiple theaters there at Shakespeare.
We have
Tell us
four
what sizes
performing
they
spaces.
are.
Wow.
The Margison is our largest space, which seats 300 and some, and then we have the Goldman, which is a proscenium, which seats 125.
Tell people what a proscenium means.
Proscenium is kind of like your school auditorium, where the audience is all on one side.
Got it.
The Margison is what we call a thrust theater, where the audience is on three sides, which is very traditional for Shakespeare.
And then you also have a black box?
Then we have a black box called the Mandel Theater, which is a flexible space that small arts groups can rent out as well.
And it looks like a black box. But
Yeah,
so you can
and
sort
it
of
can
do
be
avant-garde
rearranged
or-
as you need it.
Nice.
And you said that arts groups can rent it out. I know that the Shakespeare Theater is a great collaborator.
Yes.
And many local arts groups use that
Very
those theaters.
often there's like 3 things going on at once at the
I love
Shakespeare
that.
Center.
It's yes, and there's even art on the walls.
Right,
It's wonderful. You mentioned a project that's dear to your heart. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Shakespeare with Heart is now in its 10th year, and it is a program that we do in collaboration with UCP of Central Florida. It is a program that is in the summer for 2 weeks, which invites middle and high school students with and without special needs to collaborate on a Shakespeare play, and we do a fully produced Shakespeare play at the end of the 2 weeks. We have a wonderful documentary that our local filmmaker Henry Maldonado did about the program that we're submitting to film festivals, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful program that really gets kids working together, bringing them together. About something that they love, which is theater, so that they focus on what they have in common rather than their differences.
So students with disabilities and students without
Are
disabilities work
acting
side by
next
side
to each other, yes.
And a couple of equity too, right? Don't you have? Yeah.
Yeah, and the casting is completely inclusive. We use a lot of volunteers, and it's just a great program.
I've been to 2 of them. Both were sold out.
Yeah.
And the audience is, you just know something special is going to happen. To see how delighted these children are. And there's every kind of disability, but you forget about that by the end. Everyone has their own persona, but there might be a wheelchair, there might be someone who can't hear, someone doesn't see, ADD, it doesn't matter. But then you have the professionals and you have the students, and they tell this story with such delight.
Yeah, and the great thing about Shakespeare is that his stories are about universal themes, and very often about what people have in common, in spite of whether they are the haves and the have-nots, or the royals or the peasants or whatever, what brings them together. So Shakespeare is a really good vehicle to tell the story of those two audiences.
That's such a great story, and a lot of times when patrons go and see a show, they're only focused on that show or that they're doing theater and forget about the great community work that someone like the Shakes is doing. What else besides that program are you guys doing that you're proud of in the community?
Well, a third of our mission is education. A third of our mission is new play development as well. And so every year, in the fall, we have Playfest, which is a 4-day new play series. We are a member also of the National New Play Network, which promotes rolling world premieres of new plays throughout the country. And every year from Playfest, one of the plays that we do a reading of in Playfest then ends up in a full production in our season.
Wow. How do you decide which?
The audience helps us decide that. We have talkbacks with the playwright and the audience after each play reading at Playfest, and based on their feedback, the audience's feedback, we choose something that we think the audience would like to see.
That's great.
And that gets a full production.
Before we go, we don't have too much time left. I spoke with a friend of yours, Morgan Russell.
Aww.
And Morgan has a question for you.
Oh, dear.
She said, ask Anne what one of her favorite memories is from Shakespeare with Heart. And I think she was talking to something in particular on stage, so I don't know if she was alluding to something that you might know of, or if she was just curious to know.
Shakespeare with Heart.
Did you see that big smile that came up when you said a memory from him?
Well, I tell you.
And tell us who Morgan is, too.
Yeah, Morgan is my collaborator on Shakespeare with Heart. She is also the other director that works on Shakespeare with Heart. I think my favorite memories from Shakespeare with Heart are the talkbacks afterwards when the kids stay on stage and the audience gets to ask them questions. And just seeing them glow about how much they've learned and how proud they are of what they just did. I think that's the takeaway.
If there are viewers watching that want to look more into that program, if they go to your website, they can...
Go to our website, which is www.orlandoshakes.org. And if you go to education, the drop-down will have Shakespeare with Heart, as well as all of our camps. You can find it through the camps drop-down too, but Shakespeare with Heart is the inclusive program that we do.
I'll tell you, Anne, if even one person watching calls and gets involved in that makes this all worth it.
Even if you're
so
not going to get
important.
involved, come see the performance. It's free to the public.
Once a year, yes?
Once a year in the summer, and it's very heartwarming.
Oh,
Yeah, I can tell that it's very dear to your heart. That's
it's
incredible.
a really, really cool program.
So for those that are watching this program, tell us how we can get involved with Orlando Shakespeare, besides coming and seeing a play.
Well,
or
certainly
promoting
come
this
to see a
program.
play, enroll your kids in a class. If you would like to volunteer, there is a place to do that as well on the website. And we rely on our community volunteers to run our concessions and our gift shop and to usher. If you usher a show, you get to see the show for free.
Wait, say that again.
Hello. If you usher a show, in other words, you take
great.
tickets or hand out programs, you can get to see the show for free.
Do you know how great that is?
It's-
Moms can take their kids,
Yep,
and
we
the
have,
kids can usher too?
And the kids can usher too. We have, especially for our children's series shows, we have kids ushering all the time. So it's a great way to get involved with the community
Yeah,
and
thanks for
see some
sharing
art.
that and
Thank
see a
you.
show.
And before we go, any last thoughts?
Well, we like to say that we are Orlando Shakespeare Theater in partnership with UCF. We are so proud of that partnership. It's where we were born, and we hope to continue that for many years to come.
We
great.
hope that for you. Thank you for being here
Thank
today,
you.
Anne.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us. Joshua and I and our talk with Anne could have gone on for hours.
We hope you'll sign up for a class or see a show at the Orlando Shakespeare Theater. And when you do, tell Anne that Mary and Joshua say hello.
From the heart.